A Survey Corps squad on a mission beyond the walls encounters a new type of Titan. One that doesn't kill with brute force, but with whispers of forgotten memories and unbearable truths, driving its victims to madness and despair before they are consumed. This Titan is not like the others, and he has a message. The wind carried the stench of death and decay, a familiar perfume to any soldier of the Survey Corps. But this mission felt different. The air hung heavy with an unnatural stillness, a silence that pressed against our eardrums, broken only by the rhythmic thud of our horses' hooves and the creak of our 3D maneuvering gear. We were deep into Titan territory, further than any expedition had dared to venture before, following a trail of rumors, whispers of something new. Captain Levi, his face as stoic and unreadable as ever, had briefed us with his usual chilling efficiency. Reports of a new type of Titan, he had said, his voice devoid of emotion. Larger than the Colossal, but different. It doesn't attack. Not physically, at least. They call it the Whispering Colossus. The name alone sent a shiver down my spine. We had all seen our share of horrors, witnessed the grotesque savagery of the Titans, but this was something else. The idea of a Titan that didn't kill with brute force, but with something more insidious, something that attacked the mind, was deeply unsettling. We found it on the third day, or rather, it found us. One moment, the landscape was barren. The next, it was there. It towered over the horizon, a behemoth that dwarfed even the colossal Titan. Its skin was a sickly, pulsating grey, crisscrossed with glowing, vein-like lines of crimson. Its eyes were vast, empty sockets, yet they seemed to stare directly into our souls. And then it began to whisper. It wasn't a sound we heard with our ears, but with our minds. A voice that slithered into our consciousness, bypassing our defenses, speaking in a language we didn't understand, yet somehow we comprehended. It spoke of forgotten memories, of childhood traumas long buried, of regrets and failures we had tried to forget. It dredged up our deepest fears, our hidden shames, and amplified them, twisting them into unbearable truths. One by one, my squad mates began to succumb. Eren, usually so filled with rage and determination, collapsed from his horse, clutching his head, screaming about his mother, about the day the wall fell. He babbled incoherently, his eyes wide with a terror I had never seen before. Mikasa, ever stoic, ever protective, began to weep uncontrollably, whispering apologies to Eren, to her parents, to everyone she had ever failed to save. Her movements became erratic, her usually precise attacks wild and unfocused. Armin, the strategist, the thinker, simply froze. His eyes glazed over, his mind lost in a labyrinth of horrifying calculations, of impossible choices, of the endless, inescapable cycle of violence and death. Even Captain Levi, the unflappable soldier, the embodiment of humanity's strength, seemed affected. He stood rigid, his gaze fixed on the Whispering Colossus, his hand trembling on the hilt of his blade. I could see the flicker of something in his eyes, a hint of fear. I too felt the whispers, the insidious tendrils of the Titan's voice worming their way into my mind. I saw flashes of my own past, of the family I had lost, of the comrades I had seen devoured. The guilt, the grief, the terror threatened to overwhelm me. But I fought back. I clung to the present, to the mission, to the faces of my squad mates, to the hope, however faint, that we could still make a difference. I focused on the here and now, on surviving. The Whispering Colossus did not pursue us as we fled. It simply stood there, a silent, looming sentinel, its whispers echoing in our minds long after we had left its physical presence behind. We returned to the walls, a broken, shattered remnant of the squad we once were. Eren was catatonic, lost in a world of his own nightmares. Mikasa was a shadow of her former self, haunted by the ghosts of her past. Armin was unresponsive, his mind a blank slate. Many were driven to taking their own life. And Levi, he was changed. He spoke even less than before, his eyes filled with a chilling emptiness. He disbanded the squad, and we were each reassigned, scattered to different corners of the walled cities, as if to quarantine the contagion of the Whispering Colossus's influence. But the whispers did not stop. They followed us, a constant reminder of the horror we had encountered, of the fragility of our minds, of the unbearable truths that lay hidden beneath the surface of our carefully constructed realities. I learned later, through hushed conversations and classified reports, that other squads had encountered the Whispering Colossus. The results were always the same: madness, despair, and a chilling silence that followed in the Titan's wake. It was always the same pattern, but no one believed the survivors. It is said that the Titan is a new evolution, a mutation born from the collective trauma of humanity, a manifestation of our deepest fears and regrets. It is said that it does not kill the body, but the soul, leaving behind only empty shells, husks devoid of hope, of will, of sanity. And sometimes, late at night, when the wind howls through the streets of the city, I can still hear it, the faint, insidious whisper of the Colossus, a chilling reminder that the true horror of the Titans lies not in their teeth and claws, but in the darkness they awaken within ourselves. A reminder that some truths are too terrible to bear, some memories too painful to confront. A reminder that sometimes the greatest enemy is not the monster outside the walls, but the monster within our own minds. It is a reminder that we are not as in control of our lives as we think we are. The whispers continue, and I fear that one day they will consume us all. For the Whispering Colossus is not just a titan. It is a harbinger, a herald of the end, and its message is clear. Our past will be our undoing. We cannot escape our past forever. The whispers will see to that. This titan will make sure that we never forget, that we never truly live. It is only a matter of time before it reaches the walls, only a matter of time before the whispers consume us all.